Welcome to the My Creative Days podcast, where we will talk about all things DIY, home decor, decorating tips, and creating a beautiful home on a budget. I am hoping our time together will spark a creative idea, help you plan your next DIY, or inspire you to finally tackle that project you keep putting off. Grab your favorite cup of motivation and let's chat. Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I have a quick, exciting announcement to share with you before I get into this podcast. So we got a lot of feedback, questions, comments from podcast listeners about my Furniture Flipping Academy. So now I can share that we are now offering podcast listeners $100 off the Furniture Flipping Academy. All you have to do is use the word podcast at checkout. The link will be in the show notes, along with a link to the sneak peek into the Furniture Flipping Academy. So if it's something you want to just look into a little bit more, that link will be in the show notes as well. But we got so much feedback from podcast listeners about the Academy that I wanted to offer a little something special just to the podcast listeners. This is not a discount I'm sharing on social media or on it through my newsletter, but it is something that I'm super excited to share with you as a podcast listener. So make sure you check the links in the show notes and use the code podcast when you check out. So today I want to talk about something that I have been trying to get better at and be more, what do I want to say? I'm trying to do this more throughout my day. And I'm going to share 10 ways to practice gratitude every day. Simple ways. Like, I don't need something that's going to take me hours and hours, but I'm finding that when I focus more on gratitude, then some of the stress and, just the things that take up my mind space. And I am somebody, if I'm really stressed out, I will wake up in the middle of the night stressed about something. Like, the anxiety will just wake me up, and then I can be up all night, just worried about something or just thinking about something. So these things have really kind of helped me throughout my day just to kind of keep my focus where it should be. And it just helps me get rid of some of the anxiety, and it really puts my focus on what I really should be focusing on. So I'm going to go through 10 little ways here, and some of these overlap because I've done them in different ways. So it's just pick and choose what might work for you. But if it's something that you've been trying to work on or something you want to get better at, I thought that some of these will help. So number one is keeping a gratitude journal. Now, I am not somebody that's ever been a huge journaler. I kept notes when I was pregnant for the kids. I used to scrapbook for the kids, but then, that kind of died out. But I'm not somebody that really likes to write out notes and journals and, long passages, and that's not for me. But I am somebody that I can find like a gratitude journal or even a little notebook that, have easy prompts that will just say, write 3 things you're grateful for right now or something like that. Those kinds of journals, like, I'm all about, because it makes me sit down, be present in the moment, think about those things I should be grateful for, and then just jot them down quick. I don't have to write a full paragraph about my day. I just know I'm not going to do that. But the gratitude journals where it's quick, easy, jot down the points, I'm all about that. So definitely, if you're into journaling, obviously you can write a lot more. But just if you want to just focus on that gratitude, just writing down those things at the beginning of your day, or finding one of those journals you can find them anywhere. Amazon, I find them at thrift stores, yard sales that, people haven't used, or maybe they've gotten them for a gift. I always pick them up. So in this one kind of overlaps. So the next one is a nightly gratitude reflection. So I did this religiously for, I want to say 2 years. I even got Matt into doing it. So we literally just took notebooks from our kids. At the end of the year, I always have them when they were younger, obviously, but I would have them go through their school supplies. And, they would need a 5-subject notebook for school, right? And use 4 pages of that 5-subject notebook. It's like every year that happened. Anyway, so I would never throw those out. I'd take out the 4 pages and then we'd keep the notebooks. But so what I'm trying to say is this is super simple. Grab any notebook you have on hand. You can go to the dollar store and get notebooks as well. But It's literally write 10 things every night before you go to bed. 10 things that you are grateful for from that day. And remember that when you're doing this, the one thing I love about it is that it doesn't have to be these, great things. I won the lottery today, or, it does not have to be these, huge things. A lot of the times it was, my morning workout. The sun popped up early today. I was able to see the sunrise today, when I was out walking, or you know what I mean? Just like little things that are part of your day that you may even be taking for granted. Let's be grateful. Not everybody can walk. Not everybody has the, has the time or gets up at a certain time in the morning. Maybe they're working and they don't get to see the sunrise, right? Like it's those things that we take for granted that we really need to focus and be grateful for. So we did that forever. I did it for a long time and then Matt started doing it. I'm doing the morning one now. So, but that night one, it's just kind of a nice way to really reflect on your day, right? 10 things you were thankful for. Again, it's just 10 simple things. It does not have to be 10 pages. It's just 10 simple things. Express your gratitude. So this is somebody that, or something that I do a lot. And what's so funny and what, if you are a parent, this, but when you see or hear your kids practicing this without you telling them, or practicing something you've been doing and then you see them doing it. Don't just keep your gratitude to yourself, right? Express your appreciation to others, right? So, and again, it can be the smallest thing. A thank you when somebody opens the door. A thank you when somebody lets you, go ahead of you in traffic, or, something like that. Matt always says, he gets kind of not angry, but he's like, just a simple wave, just a simple thank you, just for those little things, right? Like it's just that little bit of just a hand wave when you let somebody go ahead of you, or, a nod, a thank you, those go a long way. Trust me, those go a long way. Express your gratitude. Let's just say I need the kids to grab me some paper towels from where we keep them in the lower level of our house. And so I will yell down and, if Landon's downstairs, I'll say, can you grab me a roll of paper towels and throw them up here to me? And so then he'll throw them up to me and I will say, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Those 3 words, I use them all the time. When they do something, when they're not being asked, I appreciate you. When, Gabrielle does something for Landon, I will say, I appreciate you. Those 3 words, it's so funny because Landon will be on the phone with his friends and, he will ask a favor or they need to study together or whatever it is. And he will say, I have heard it at least 6 times now. I appreciate you. And I'm like, oh my, those little moments being a parent, you're just like, oh my goodness. Like that's just so, it's just so fun for me. So, but when you express those things, it just lets that person know, okay, that was a good thing I did, right? Like I helped that person or I made that person's day better. Just express it. Express your gratitude. A morning gratitude ritual. So start your day by thinking about, pick a number, 3 things, 5 things that you're grateful for. And this is kind of like the journal, but you're not actually writing it down. I've been doing this. I have been cold plunging. And so I have been doing this when I'm in the cold plunge. So if you're in the cold plunge from 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes the time goes by really fast. Other times it goes by really slow. And I would find myself sitting there going, what time is left on the timer? What time is left on the timer? And then I had to stop myself and say, okay, Lindsay, you have 4 minutes, whatever it is, inside this cold plunge. Let's make good use of your time. Instead of worried about what the time has left on it, let's start going through a list of things that we are grateful for right now. And so it's just, again, it's another time when I can't do anything else. I'm sitting in that water. I'm not on my phone. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not moving. It is a uninterrupted time that I can go through a morning gratitude ritual. And again, it just helps. It just helps. Be present, be mindful of those moments. This next one, practice mindfulness and meditation. This one is so hard for me. And I'm going to be completely honest. I try it and I try it and I try it. And it's so hard for me to quiet my mind when I'm doing this. We have this membership where you can get bike workouts and things. And on that, there's like a meditation one where they lead you through it. I definitely need to be led through it, but I still struggle so much to quiet my mind. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I have never done this on a consistent basis like I've done a lot of other things. So I always hear that you get better and better at it, but it's something I struggle with. If you can meditate and like just have that, mindfulness, that quiet, and you can quiet your mind, please teach me your ways. Please teach me your superpowers, because I really, really, really wish I could do that. Another thing that I actually thought about doing, and I never did, is like a gratitude jar. So, and to do that with like the entire family. So whenever something good happens with the family, somebody does something grateful for you, you write it down. And then at the end of the year, you go through that jar, and you get to sit down and kind of go through those things. I really wish I would have done that when the kids were little, but it's just another way to kind of just keep the family, not even just you, but the family in that mindset of gratitude and seeing those small things and really, really recognizing them. Gratitude walks. So this is something that's kind of changed for me now that we have a dog. We have never had a dog before. Now that we have Hilly, we're walking her at least twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. And again, some of the walks aren't long at all, but it's just being in that moment, being out in the air, being out in the sun, being out, whatever it is, and just taking that time to focus on what you're doing, the present, the nature, the being grateful for those things, being grateful that you get to walk the dog, or you get to walk at a certain time in the day or at night or whatever. Just being grateful for those little things. Another thing that helps are visual reminders. So put cues around your house. So if you need to put sticky notes on the bathroom mirror that will remind you in the morning, what 3 things are you grateful for right now? Like, put them on your bathroom mirror or on your bedroom, your closet door, wherever that you'll see it. Maybe it's on your dash in your car or on your steering wheel, so that when you're driving to work in the morning or school in the morning, you remember, what 3 things am I grateful for? It's just those visual reminders like, oh, wait, it's now time to do that. Let me take a few seconds. And literally, it's seconds to do that. Gratitude before meals. That's another thing that you're doing every day, all day, right? If you can get in the habit of, before you eat any meal, you just take a moment to reflect. Maybe it's a prayer. Maybe it's just you being grateful for the meal, the food, the nourishment, whatever it is. It's just, again, little exercises like this that are tied to things that you're going to do every day just help you get better at the whole gratitude thing. Does that make sense? Like, it just helps you be more mindful at every little time during the day, doing your normal mundane things that you need to be grateful for. And then gratitude for challenges. So here's kind of what kind of put this into high gear for me. So owning your own business and doing, trying to grow a business, there's so many challenges. And so I read a lot of personal development books. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I've taken a lot of courses. I've been in mentorships and groups and all the things. And there's a lot of challenges, and all of those things, the books, the podcasts, the courses, they're all great, but I needed to somehow, instead of the anxiety and the stress and the whatever, I just needed to shift my focus. And that's really kind of what this grew out of. And so when you come up with a challenge or something that didn't go the way that you wanted it to, it's basically, now I just have to rethink, okay, instead of thinking this really stunk or this is horrible or this didn't go the way I thought it was going to do. Now this is dumb. I'm dumb. This idea is dumb. Why am I even doing this? And this is with anything in your life, right? So if you start a new workout routine, or you start a new diet, or you start a school, or you're starting to take a class or a course and it doesn't go the way you thought it was, then just everything is in shambles, or you just take it from like 0 to 100. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth and learning. And that's really what I have still today. I still struggle with that, but it's something that if it didn't go the way that it was planned or the way that I thought it would, there's a reason and there's something for me to learn from it so that I won't do it that way again next time. So I'm always learning, but I need to keep, I'm grateful for this challenge because now I know that didn't work. Or hey, maybe it went really, really well and I thought it wasn't going to go well at all. And then I got to learn that as well. That's not so much as a challenge, but challenges teach you so much. So they are a learning. Challenges are not challenges. They are a learning experience, and they will just teach you what not to do or what to do next time. So I got through the 10. There just some things that help me, reasons why I wanted to do this or started to do this. So I just thought maybe this could be helpful to one of you who may be struggling with the same kinds of things or just wanting to get more gratitude or just be able to focus on being grateful in your life for things that may seem mundane and just like you take it for granted. So if you found this helpful, please share this podcast. I'm always grateful when you share this podcast. If you have something you want me to talk about here on the podcast, a question to ask, always reach out to me. Email lindsay@mycreativedays.com or on Instagram @mycreativedays. Make sure you check out the show notes for all that information I talked about at the beginning of this podcast. I'm super excited to see you inside. I'm super grateful that I get to now offer you that coupon code for just podcast listeners. So to get you that $100 off. So until next time, I hope you have a great day and I will talk to you very soon. Hello, friends. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm grateful that you tune in every week and that you share the show with your family and friends. I love having creative chit chats with you, and my hope is that this podcast will inspire you to try a new project, start a DIY that you've been putting off, and decorate your home exactly how you want it. There are a few ways you can help us with the podcast. Follow the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you could take a few minutes to leave the podcast a review, that would help us so much. Again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to our chat next week. Bye-bye.